Well, hello again, guys. It's Carlos Sands once again. This time, I'm here to talk to you guys about just the right way to handle money, a more efficient way to do it, and a safer way to do it, okay? Which is how I earned the nickname Carlos Sands, the Safe Money Man. Now, that's not a self-appointed title. Guys, in fact, let me borrow a PowerPoint slide here. Let me go to share. Give you guys a little bit of my background here and what I've gone through to get here and to earn that name. Let's see. Okay. It's not on the right slide, but here, let's go to that presentation. Now, let's see. Here. Yeah, I need that to go away so we can all see here. There we are. So now let's go. Okay. That's the one I wanted. Okay, so guys, a little bit about my background here, guys, and how I came about earning the name of Carlos Sands, the Safe Money Man. First of all, guys, I'm a 39-year veteran in the financial services industry, and boy, let me tell you, over that 39 years, I've had several different licenses. In fact, at one time, I had, man, I could do your home and auto, had my securities licenses to do all your, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, qualified retirement plans, 401ks, IRAs, all that stuff, right? And health insurance. I want to be your one-stop shop. But believe me, about 4 years into that, I realized that was too much. I was killing myself and had to narrow my focus. So I had to let a few things go. And as I mentioned, I think in the very first video, guys, man, as a 6-year-old kid hanging out with my grandfather at the old Fort Worth National Bank that summer, in 1968, guys, I got to learn how to trade stocks that year. And for the next 19 years, man, I keep in mind there was no internet back then in 1968. So for the next 19 years, man, all the way up to 1987 when I got my first set of licenses, man, I bought every book, every magazine, every cassette tape, reel-to-reel tape, all the things we had back, 8-track, all the things we had back then, just to listen to and just read and absorb everything I could about the financial world. So finally, at the age of 25, after a marriage and 2 children later, I finally got licenses and started doing all this for real. And so, guys, here's the thing about that, though. From age 6 to 46, man, for 40 years of my life, guys, I was brainwashed. I was bought in, sold out, hook, line, and sinker. I thought that investing money on Wall Street was how you got rich and built wealth in America. And boy, I found out the hard way through an expensive lesson. No, I was wrong. But anyway, as I mentioned before, guys, I've been a manager since 1983. And again, personally, I have, hired and fired over 1,000 people. And here's some of the industries I worked in: wholesale, retail, clothing, warehouse, and financial. And, interviews, seminars, and webinars. I've helped, the last 25 years from 2000 to right now, almost 26 years, I've helped another 20,000 plus get jobs elsewhere. Then I walked away from Wall Street September 29th of 2008, which I actually explained in my seminars. And about 15 months later, whoops, got too excited there. About 15 months later, guys, I found several much safer ways to help people grow their money that doesn't involve rolling the dice on Wall Street and losing money 100 times a day, okay, in a 401k or an IRA. And about 7 months into that, I was doing a seminar at a pretty large facility out on the west side of Fort Worth, Texas here. And during that evening, it was really interesting because I'm going to say about 3 months before that, a friend a couple that had seen me that night sent 10 of their friends, like 5 other couples. And the funny thing is, some time had passed since they had seen me. They could not remember my name, couldn't find my business card or the flyer that they'd taken with them. They just remembered I talked about safe money. So they just said, as much as they could remember about me was just, the fact that I talked about safe money the whole time. So they told their friends, hey, go see the safe money man. So kind of the joke was during that 2 hours that night of, the seminar and then question and answer, this all 5 couples or all 10 people kept referring to me as the safe money man, and it just became kind of a joke. So anyway, at the end of the night, I'm putting away my projector and laptop, all this stuff, rolling up all my cords. These people come over to me and say, well, hey, Mr. Sands, I don't know if you noticed, we were all kind of off to the side here talking, having a little discussion. I said, yeah, I saw the committee meeting. I hope it was all good. I hope there's nothing bad being said about me. They're, no, 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 not at all. I said, what we were discussing, we've been kind of calling you the safe money man as a joke, but hey, if you think about it, your name is Carlos Sands. We're calling you the safe money man. That rhymes is catchy. You should just call yourself that. So, folks, let me tell you, that was 2010, like what, 16 years ago. And so I've been using it like branding, marketing, advertising. It really works because before people even meet me, it gives them a real sense of who I am and, where my heart is. Okay. And so I've been on this 401k rescue mission ever since. So now let's get off of that. Let's go back to just our one-on-one. Here we go. Our one-on-one, FaceTime discussion here. So guys, here's what I want you to know about that. I feel like, God sent me into the enemy's camp all those 40 years of being bought in and sold out to Wall Street, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, retirement plans, and all that stuff, and just seeing how they really don't work. Okay. And not to mention, let me just make a very, because here's a funny thing too. I run into my old Wall Street buddies now. They feel like I betrayed the brotherhood, and they call me a radical and a rebel because I no longer believe in all that stuff and all the excessive advisor fees and all that junk, right? I'm over in the safe money world now. So since I'm known as a radical and a rebel, let me just go ahead and say something radical and rebellious right now. Guys, I want you to think about this. I would argue, I mean, very strongly, 95 to 97% of the stuff that I like to use this expression, stuff you've been told, bought, and sold just doesn't work, guys. They're just piles of bull crap. And they're just, piles and piles and piles of bull crap getting stacked up on top of each other. And let me just say, let me prove a point. Let me say something here. I want you to think about this, guys. The next time you're at a large gathering, like say a Rangers game, a Cowboys game, a Mavericks game, something like that, even a high school level, college, didn't matter. You're in a place where there's a lot of people gathered all at one time. I want you to think about this, guys. If even half the bull stuff out here that's being told, bought, and sold actually worked, guys, every two people that you pass, every other person you see in that crowd would already be an independent, wealthy, multimillionaire, billionaire. That's just not the case. Even those of you that work at a large, let's say you work at a company with more than 50 people. Again, guys, if half that bull stuff actually worked, every other person on your job will be an independent, wealthy, millionaire, billionaire, and that's just not the case. Remember, guys, if you join me for a seminar or a webinar, guys, I'm gonna have you do this. Okay, we as a group, we're gonna read the definition of insanity together. Because remember, guys, doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result, guys, that's insanity. But anyway, stop, another phrase we use, stop following the herd, guys. Because here's the thing, when you've got a qualified retirement plan, guys, you've got money tied up. It doesn't matter. 10 days, 10 years, 40 days, 40 years, it doesn't matter, guys. The risk is all the same, you know, and guys, there's just a better way, a safer way, and we have that. Okay. So I just want to make that appeal to you guys. There's just a better way, guys, to build and plan for your financial future instead of being in a qualified retirement plan. It loses money 100 to up to 250 times per day. I didn't say a year. Yeah, a day, Monday through Friday when the markets are open, guys. That's how often you're losing money in a qualified retirement account. You don't believe me? Man, put your contact information there. Join me on a Tuesday night, and I'll take you through win your interview, win your lifestyle. And that last 20 minutes of it is the retirement plan stuff. And I actually show people the facts. In fact, I'll show you a screenshot of yahoofinance.com with the Wall Street ticker on there. And I will show you guys what happens over the course well, in Texas anyway, from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. when the markets are live and they're open. I will show you guys just how often your hard-earned money is being lost in a qualified retirement plan. So anyway, guys, we have the way to take away all those losses, okay, all the risk and all those layers of taxes. We have several different ways to do it, guys, because hey, not everybody's the same. Not everybody has the same goal or same ways of understanding things, the same way of seeing things and having things click for them. So we have multiple ways we can do this. Believe me, we will tailor it specifically to you. If you're single, to you and your spouse. If you're a couple, if you've got kids that are approaching, at least from teenage, let's say this from say 16 to in their 20s, if we can start teaching them and getting them ready for that process too, because there's no point in a young person wasting the next 40 years of their life in a qualified retirement plan when we already know the outcome. As a matter of fact, I have a slide from Employee Benefits Research Institute that shows you guys a 40-year timeline of people investing in a qualified retirement plan and how that turns out 40 years down the road. The picture is not pretty, okay? But again, we can help spare you from all that. And now, guys, this is video number 4. I've now covered, I gave you an introduction, right? I talked to you about how I can help you, win your interview, right? And then I talked about how I can help you manage your money just through your everyday, budgeting and lifestyle and all that, right? And helping you guys how to get that $1,000 emergency fund set. Okay, get to a place, guys, where you're spending less than you make, right? And then you've got some money left at the end of the month, not having too much month left at the end of your money, right? And so we've got some stuff left over. Well, now it's time to put that someplace and put it to work. Well, let's do it over here in the safe money world. Actually, the tax-free safe money world. We can help you do that. So again, guys, I'm Carlos Sands, the Safe Money Man of Hourglass ADI, Hourglass Wealth Creators. And once again, guys, now I need to flip it. It actually emptied. So now let's look at this, guys. And remember the hourglass of your life. Okay. Let's consider everything that's already taken place, guys, which is, represented by the sand down here in the bottom. Okay. And let's think about, guys, all the stuff we're fighting through right now. Okay. The sand is crowded here in the bottleneck. Okay. That's all the stuff that's going on in your life right now. And then, guys, let's take a real hard, serious look at the future, guys. The sand is still left, that has yet to pass through the bottleneck. Okay. That's what's left for you. And guys, I promise you, we can help make this better. Remember that definition of insanity, guys. If you don't like what's happened down here, the sand has already passed through so far. Don't keep repeating that, expecting the future, the sand is left to pass through to give you a different result. It's interesting too, guys. Being wealthy and being broke, guys, it's all in here. It's not in your job. It's not in your job title. It's not in your salary. No, it's not in your checking account, your savings account, your credit cards. No, that's not where wealth is. It starts here, and then guess what? Guess what amplifies it? Here. I'm going to tell you, it's really funny. I meet people, man, that are almost afraid to be wealthy. In fact, if any of you would know who Les Brown is, man, I've gone to see that guy probably a dozen times in the last 25 years or so. And he often said, well, I think every time I've seen him, he's actually said this. He says it's sad that most people will never be wealthy or successful because they can't even begin to imagine themselves being wealthy or successful. And he says, even sadder than that, that's especially true in communities of color. And he specifically called out African Americans and Hispanics, which I'm part of both. So, um, but guys, don't don't just lie there, guy, and become part of the statistics. Okay, stop following the herd because the herd is headed for a cliff. And guys, if you've ever seen a movie where someone falls off a cliff, or they're running from somebody, or being chased by somebody, or chasing someone else, and that person puts a maneuver on them, and they end up going over the cliff. Guys, guess when you find out there's a cliff? When you take that first step and there's nothing beneath you. It's too late. So, guys, before we get to the cliff, while we still have sand left here, guys, there's still time in the future. Okay, let's work together to make this better, to make the future a better future. Promise you, we help you get there, guys. As we like to say, guys, at Hourglass ADI and Hourglass Wealth Creators, guys, it's never too late to start building wealth. Doesn't matter. Even if you're my age, in your 60s, it's still not too late. Because remember this, guys, more and more of us are living past the age of 100 now. So, hey, it doesn't matter if you're going to retire next week. It's not too late at Hourglass ADI. So thank you, guys. I hope you have gotten to know us now, and hopefully it won't take you too long to reach out because we're here waiting, just waiting to help. Remember, it's better to give than to receive, guys, and that's how we operate our business. That's how we work in our ministries. In everything we do, guys, it's about giving, not receiving. Thank you.